I wait a minute. I'm trying to see how to get this turned back on. Okay, wait a minute. I guess I didn't do that video, but I can talk to you.
Don't turn on your video.
Okay.
I'm, I'm really in a situation where I have to do multiple things at once, and
Yeah, I get.
I had been trying to get in touch, um, but I think you were saying your phone was acting up. How you doing?
Well, I'm okay. I was about to run to the bathroom. So if you can wait just a minute, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be here. I got all the time in the world because I'm doing something else at the same time. No, I don't even know. Like, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be going to the whatchamajigga thingamabob. Well, I thought this was supposed to live stream to. Oh my goodness! It just dawned on me. I never connected. Well, I was. Yeah. Um. Stream. Let's see where my stream is going. And I know this is not working. It's connected to Twitch. Okay. I'm gonna let her come. It's time for Freya's lunch, but um, I have a little alarm here, so put it on snooze, and I'm gonna ask her if she's hungry in a minute. So I guess that see, I can't see on this where theoretically the stream is going. um, but I gotta get this together. I'm gonna have to find out sooner or later. So I guess my next step would be to um, I guess if I go to Twitch TV, we'll see.
Okay, I am back.
All right, all right.
I was about to have a big accident.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I, um, I'm working out. I've been live streaming,
Right.
and I'm working out technical problems. So, uh, um, our conversation may be going over a live stream, but I can't tell. So just I like to tell people. So if you have anything really private you want to say, like that booger you just had was really tasty or something, don't say
Oh, okay.
it.
Okay, I hear you. I hear
but
you.
but I can't. Like I said, I've been I've been working mainly on two big YouTube channels,
Yeah.
um, and one of them is sort of my spirit of free information channel, which is David MCB1 on YouTube,
Yeah.
and the other channel I'm working on, when I was at the elementary school for 2 years, basically, my wife has kind of a TikTok video addiction problem, right? So when she was,
Yeah.
and I don't want to give her a hard time and stuff because when people are like that, they're really, it's really controlling them, and she thinks when I talk about what the outcome is going to be, if you don't spend time with your daughter's going to go elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
And she sort of takes it as, I'm saying she's a bad parent. No, I'm saying you're gonna lose your daughter. I don't want you to do that. She's gonna go, and her life is gonna be so far gone from where your head is at
Yeah.
that she's gonna want to get away from you. Voice of experience, you know.
Yeah.
And with my mom, I really years and years ago I had to say, Mom, we what we should do, you and I, to get any benefit out of this is just tabula rasa. Let's just talk about life now and moving forward stuff, and not
Right.
dig up stuff um, in the past. And that was the only way I could build a real relationship with her. Right?
Yeah.
Is to constantly remind her, let's talk about now and going forward.
Right.
Because you create a you create a damaging state for your health and body by trying to there's some. You remember when Marilyn Monroe was getting the very celebrated psychoanalysis or whatever,
Yeah.
and digging up everything, she just like killed herself, right?
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know.
David.
Yes.
David. Let me say something.
Yeah.
Let me say something. I have got a big, important doctor appointment tomorrow,
Okay.
and I am trying very hard to get my ducks in a row for it and everything. So
Mhm.
I don't have time to talk a long time.
Okay.
What are you calling, just to chat, or?
Well, I have some things. Um, uh, how much time you got? It's 12:35.
I don't need to be on the phone more than 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, let's try to shoot for five, like
Okay,
12,
yeah,
12, 12:40 or something like that.
okay.
Because I really don't want any, to the strain is what we want to avoid.
Right, and I'm kind of stressed out right now, and I don't I don't have the mental capacity at this point to do real free ranging, going all over the world kind of talking.
Right.
So
Right.
so talk about now. Okay,
Okay.
what's going on?
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you if you were. I don't want you to be worried. I mean, there were some things over here, but we're dealing with them.
Yeah.
But my wife, I think, did a real drama thing on the phone with you, and I was concerned that I don't want you to
What
worry.
drama?
Well, she
What's this?
wouldn't. Well, good. I guess you don't remember, so that's good. But we had called, and she was having an episode, and wouldn't speak or talk to you, and then. And then finally she decided she was going to talk, and she put on this really distraught voice. I'm
I
dying over
don't
here.
even remember that, David. I don't
Okay,
even
good.
remember that.
Well,
Are you
good.
sure it was me she was talking to?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
And at the time, what you said is, and also, you may not have been able to hear because kind of in a nice way, you were saying what you guys need to do is come up here and we can sit outside and talk and chat and relax and talk about things and you'll feel better.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
And you also said something like it's hard for me to hear, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
um,
It's hard for me to hear, and I also have very poor short-term memory. So whatever we're talking about now, I will not remember it tomorrow.
okay. Well, the last thing, the important thing that I think I could get some help from you on or benefit from you is I have been using like AI bots to read books into my um, into my David MCB1 channel.
Right.
And I just like your impression. I slowed the voices down, and also you see the text as the Vroid character reads the text. You
Right.
see the text highlighted, and I just wanted, if you could have a look at my channel and see if you can.
Yeah, I can do it. I cannot do it until after I get back from the doctor. I've got some shit going on health wise that I've got to get resolved and taken care of, and that's obviously what's on my mind right now. Um, but if you will email me, you've got my email address, right?
Future Cycle Press.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
get to me that way at Gmail.
Okay.
Just send it to me. Send me the link and tell me in the email what you're wanting me to do,
Right.
because I'm serious, David. My brain is like a sieve, and whatever you say to me, you cannot depend on me remembering it tomorrow. Or don't assume that I can't. Don't assume that when you send me an email with a link that I'm going to remember what I was supposed to do with it.
Right, 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 right.
Okay, just
And I,
remember.
I apologize too for being so um, hard to understand. I know.
Right. Well, I'm happy. I'm happy to look at it, but just not until after I get this doctor thing out of the way.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know if I told you, but I have got very elevated parathyroid hormone. And apparently, this has been something that's been going on with me for quite some time, because one of the things that it causes is osteoporosis. And I have had osteoporosis since I was in my 30s, dangerous osteoporosis. And anyway, it turned up on some blood work that this new doctor I went to did, that was a comprehensive check. And there it was. And so he sent me to have, the radioactive isotope scan of my parathyroid gland and an ultrasound of my thyroid. And I'm trying to remember. Anyway, the long and the short of it is tomorrow I'm going to see a specialist who's going to read all these scans and stuff and tell me what's going on. I know that I've got an 8 millimeter nodule in my thyroid,
Mm.
but the parathyroid radioisotopes test, the impression that the radiologist said is that the localized parathyroid glands were fine, but he could not rule out a non localized parathyroid tumor. And
Mm.
I'm not worried about cancer or anything like that, but a lot of the symptoms that I've been having, the major depression, serious depression, the fatigue, my brain not working right, the coughing, the chronic coughing, and even the GERD that I've had, all of this can be connected with this. And what I'm hoping the doctor is going to tell me tomorrow, this specialist I'm going to see, I'm hoping he's going to say, well, there's this 8 millimeter tumor in your thyroid, which is small. That's a small. I'm not worried about it being cancerous. But even if it were, it's, as I understand it, unless they're large, they're very easily treated. It's not an issue. Um, but I'm hoping what he's going to say is, "Oh, let's just take that thing out and see what it is."
Mm.
And supposedly, if you have a parathyroid tumor that is, it makes too much parathyroid hormone. And what that does is it sucks all the calcium out of your bones and causes a lot of problems. And if it's not treated, you can wind up with very severe chronic kidney disease. And I know that Donna was diagnosed in the hospital with some kind of autoimmune kidney disease on top of everything else that was wrong with her. And Mother, do you remember Mother? I don't know if this is before you were born
When
or
she had
after
her
you
thyroid
were.
out,
She had her thyroid. Did she have her entire thyroid gland taken out?
I thought so. And I remember when
Okay.
we went and picked her up at the hospital.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Do you remember the circumstances that led up to that happening with her? I mean, how did they find, what did they discover? What did they tell her?
I don't know because in the course of my looking into it, I'll be quite frankly, there was a porno magazine that Ken had
Yeah,
that had a thing about iodine and how radioactive iodine, when like if you have an atmospheric test of a nuclear weapon, that
right,
radioactive iodine will be taken up into the thyroid and can
right.
cause tumors. Um,
Cause what?
tumors,
Tumors, okay.
yeah, cancer, tumor, all kind of stuff like that, and that, you know, whatever discussion I had with her, I don't really remember because the thing that dominated in my mind is, you know, like Pavlov's dog, you put a naked chick next to it, you never forget it.
Yeah.
Which is that we had a lot of atmospheric testing of nuclear weapons, and the grass and everything got stuff on it, and then the cows ate the grass and the milk. We drank the milk.
Well, what I wonder, it seems to be that my father had something to do with the nuclear testing.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering if maybe she was with him when they were wherever they were.
Yeah, and yeah, being in the South Pacific, being in the Philippines,
Right.
is a bad place to be for that material going into the food chain.
Okay, so it's a possibility that she had just a lot of thyroid tumors and they took her whole thyroid out.
Right, right.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Cuz I need to be able to say to this doctor when I talk to him, I need to be able to say, okay, my mother had her thyroid removed. I don't know what that was about, but it's possibly connected with the World War II, the nuclear testing and stuff. My sister had Graves' disease.
yeah.
We got, but they said on my test, on my ultrasound, they said my thyroid gland is very small,
Mm,
and I've got this 8 millimeter tumor in it, or nodule. They just said nodule. Um, I guess they don't call it a tumor unless they know it's cancerous. But what I've been reading about it is that in 95, that most people have thyroid nodules, and that in 95% of the cases they're benign and most people don't even know they have them. But in 5% of the cases where they're cancers, they're eminently treatable. But anyway, this is what's going on with me right now because I've been health wise. I feel like I'm kind of deteriorating. I'm still pushing myself to go on, but it's like my depression is just real I have that vegetative type depression. It doesn't have anything to do with situations. I don't get sad or anything like that, but I just get incredibly fatigued where I just cannot function. And my brain's not working right. Hasn't been for a good while. That's why I started
Now you're saying hypoparathyroid,
hyper. Yeah,
hyper or
there's enough
hypo?
hyper hyperparathyroidism is when the parathyroid glands are overactive, and
Right,
you can have hyperparathyroidism and hypothyroidism at the same time. But even if you don't, if you only have hyperparathyroidism, that can make it impossible for you to lose weight. That you will gain weight no matter what,
right.
no matter how little you eat. And I've just been packing on the pounds, God. And that in and of itself is enough to exhaust you
Right.
and
Yeah,
carry the weight around. And
absolutely,
but
absolutely.
I don't mean to sound short with you when you're talking to me, but I literally do not have the ability to stay coherent when there's a lot of words coming at me.
I understand, and
And it stresses me out. It stresses me out, and I start to shut down, and I get irritated mainly with myself that I can't listen, and I can't respond, and I can't. It's not like me. It's not that I'm not. It's not that I don't care, David. It's just that I'm not functioning.
I understand that.
And
Um,
so, anyway, after I see this guy tomorrow, what I'm really hoping, and Dr. Dewar was the one that ordered the blood testing for me. I went to see him because my PCP was doing a shitty job uh, dealing with my osteoporosis, and I was real worried. I was saying, what do I need to be doing and not doing? You need to tell me, do I need to be not gardening? Do I need to be, not squatting down? What are the things that are likely to cause me to have breakage? And I'm on that Prolia infusions every 6 months, and I'll be on that the rest of my life. And which is trying to stave off the bone loss because my bone loss is pretty bad. Um, but anyway, Dr. Dewar said that that if it turned out that I had a parathyroid tumor or adenoma or whatever they call it, and they took it out, he said, you will start feeling a whole lot better
mhm.
real fast. And I hope that's going to be the case because, I got things to do, David.
I know, and I've had to slow down and pace myself too because I was
Yeah,
really, hyper and running, and my wife's health condition was such that she's not really able to do much of anything. She
yeah,
can stop things from happening, is what she can do. That's her skill. but
yeah,
I totally understand where you're coming from, and I can't underestimate. I still read all the time that prescription for nutritional healing, and
right,
try to actually figure out how uh, you read, like when somebody else. This is a thing that I problem that I had, is that I felt okay and somebody that I knew was in bad shape. Right? And
yeah,
I would read all these articles and get the information together and give it to them. And various people have said, "Man, you saved my life. You cured me. I did this, and you should be like, can't believe it. I'm a totally different person." And then, finally, with my wife, where no matter what advice you give her, she won't, you know, take it. She's had multiple doctors give her advice, she won't follow.
Yeah.
Uh, but I said to myself, and I picked this up from reading Gandhi, it's like I have to do what she needs to do, and so
Yeah.
and do it in front of her and for a
Yeah.
long time, and I have to solve how to do it, and then try to set that example for her. And
Right.
the benefit that I got from that is I gradually changed my own behavior, and it's been incredible. I'm totally. I have some bad times,
Yeah.
but I feel like very well, very good. Uh,
That's wonderful, David.
yeah, it is, and it's this is one of the things Gandhi said about in Hinduism. It's a big part of your religion, what you eat.
Right.
Very even much more than kosher. It's like very very
Yeah.
big deal. And so naturally there was aggression and violence. People would be like, "Well, these people are drinking alcohol. We need to kill them or whatever." It's like a
Yeah.
um, and what he said is that you have to understand that when somebody's out of whack, they can't stop eating the wrong things.
Right. Right.
They have this imbalance, and the only thing that pure, he advocated for pure love, support, to just gently persuade people. He was not, Gandhi was like, no, do not burn down bars, do not set fire to uh, uh, liquor establishments or whatever like that, but continue to try to reason with people. And uh, uh, that's the only way you can bring about change. And I sort of went through that process myself. Well, it's very easy for me to say to someone, "Well, it says here in this book that you're doing stuff wrong. You need to do it right according
Yeah.
to this book, right?" But could I do
Yeah.
it? And the thing that I didn't think about is like this is a diet recommended to like a very frail woman that has you know reproductive, a very sensitive system and metabolism and stuff like that. And men are supposed to not cry and be tough and stand
Hmm.
strong and all that stuff. And the big stupid thing about that is that for many years I was doing that. I need to hit this nail really hard with the hammer.
Hmm. Yeah.
No, you need to not hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
um,
Right.
and that yeah, I need to let you go because I know you need to go work on things. But I had been looking at the hypoparathyroidism,
Hmm.
and it says all
It,
those symptoms.
it's not
Hypo,
hypo. It's not hypo. It's
uh,
hyper.
right? So
Hyper.
I wanna go and read about it, and I encourage everybody these days get like what mom did. She was like she stopped trusting what any individual said, and she'd go and get Prevention Magazine and read it and read it and read it
Right.
and read about all the different stuff and try things. But and yet she was ultimately overwhelmed by problems with her muscles and her obesity.
Right.
And the last thing, and I'm going to let you go. There's new stuff out on sucralose, and it's horrible.
On what? There's new stuff out on what?
Artificial sweeteners.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't use them. I know it's
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah, it's very, very bad. So I have been a user of sucralose, and I've decided I'm gonna cut it out. I have one B vitamin shot, and it's like one of those liquid B vitamin things,
Right.
and the B vitamins help me not freak out or get upset or they help me really, really stay calm, even in really bad situations or whatever. I can really tell.
Right.
So I like, oh, a good shot of liquid B vitamins I bought. I was looking on, it's like sucralose, Splenda, or
Oh
whatever.
dear. Oh dear. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the last one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink that stuff anymore. And
Well, just don't forget to email me that link, and I will have a look and give you my feedback. Okay.
okay, and what I'm going to write, I'm writing it now. Our hyperparathyroidism conversation,
Right. And
and
when you're
my
looking into it, I have normal calcium levels in my blood work, and that complicates things. Um, because normally in hyperparathyroidism, I mean, there's primary and secondary and tertiary, and then there's pseudo hyperparathyroidism that's a genetic thing, that there's nothing they can do about it. And, it's very complicated. And
calcium metabolism affects every single muscle cell in your body.
yeah, I know.
Uh,
I
um,
know.
and it's the that's why people get stiff when they die, right? Is because there's supposed to be calcium for your muscles to go back to in the process of contraction and then releasing or whatever. There's calcium metabolism going on, and in order for your
Yeah.
muscles to relax again, the calcium has to get released and go back into your greater system or whatever.
Right.
So, uh,
Yeah, well, I'm having all the really bad leg cramps at night, and all of these things are symptoms of this condition. And just, just pray that it's going to be a simple fix. I hope he doesn't tell me I've got the genetic kind, because if he does, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just stuck with it.
yeah. Well, don't believe that. That you can always keep
Well, I
trying.
mean, you can always do something to modulate things, but it's like you say, and mother got so overwhelmed. I mean, I'm just getting to the point that I'm overwhelmed with. I'm trying to do, the gardening and canning and dehydrating and doing all this stuff to make sure we've got enough food, you know,
Yeah,
and
I know. I'm
and
doing the
I'm
same
just get
thing.
and I'm just exhausted. And I'm sitting here, and it's already well into the day, and I haven't gotten even a tenth of what I needed to get done today done. So I do need to let you go.
All right.
But I'll get that email and look at that as soon as I can, David, and I'll get back with you. Okay.
Okay. Take care.
Okay. You too. Bye bye.
Bye. All right. So what I've and I'm supposing. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let's go and look at Skype. Skype says maybe there's still a phone call. Okay. There it goes. Stop. Well, no. Hold on. Okay. So I think that disconnected. All right. So yeah. Awesome. Let's see if that worked. Like theoretically, there's a Twitch of somewhere out here, and this is the thing. What I don't see is well. This is funny because I'm thinking, yeah, am I live streaming still? I think I am. Maybe this is it. Oh no, it says I'm offline and this are videos. What's it saying? Oh, it's live. No videos found. Okay, well that was a dead end. Alright, so I got a Twitch TV page going. Alright, and let's not... I'm looking up radioactive iodine. Let's see. seeing if it's gonna work. Yeah, okay, good. Okay. No, I need some milk. Okay, so that I'm gonna get you some milk, dear. Okay, so I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna have to figure out where the stream is going to.